Howdy, I'm Kaushik. I'm a member of Project Theo, and this is the midterm presentation. The problem we want to address with Project Theo is that a lot of tutoring services and websites that are currently available are mainly teacher to student, and studies have shown, like the one conducted by Tullis and Goldstone, that when students learn from other students, it leads to them having higher learning outcomes. So we wanted to solve this problem by making a platform for students to connect with and tutor other students. Ideally, this platform should also allow students to connect with other students from their own university quickly, so the tutor will know exactly what's covered in each class, and also allow them to make payments easily through the application. So our product, Project Theo, is an online marketplace for tutors where tutees can find tutors, make appointments. Tutors receive these requests and either approve or deny the appointment. Appointments can be edited, and then these updates can be viewed by both the tutor and the tutee before they both approve them. And appointments can also be searched based on the availability, subject, and information about the tutor. Currently, payment and meetings are done separately through contact information that the tutor and tutee share between each other. But in the future, we hope to have payments be done in-app using a payment processor such as Stripe. So the social impact of Project Theo is that it helps foster a student community and by encouraging peer-to-peer connection and collaboration. And it also creates a supportive campus where knowledge and experience is shared. It also helps empower students so tutors can gain leadership, teaching, and entrepreneurial skills, while learners can get ownership of their own academic development. And then also, Project Theo helps students further their own education by making tutoring more accessible and personalized and encourages academic growth outside of the classroom. Finally, Project Theo also helps increase access to education by offering flexible and on-demand help tailored to specific needs that students have. And it also expands support beyond like what traditional universities such as Texas A&M can offer. So the architecture of the web application basically is the following. We use Django to serve the REST API backend, and that includes the backend and middleware. The Act is used to serve the front end, and we deploy the application and store a Postgres SQL database on DigitalOcean Application Center. So this is the demo of a website.
Okay, so my name's Adam. I'm also a member of the Project Theo, and I worked on the landing page as well as the nav bar and some of the footer. So I'll be talking about the nav bar. So the nav bar, as we see, we got a couple of links, and we use client server routing to navigate those links to other pages of the website. So for instance, if the user wants to log in, the user can click the login button and then they can go back and click the logo to go back to the home page. As for the actual like landing page itself, we just have like a general like um title, kind of like a little saying that our little app goes by. And then those links at the two little buttons below that, they don't necessarily work right now because we haven't made the pages for that. But once we actually like make those pages, they'll actually, redirect the user to those pages. And then at the bottom is our footer, and it's kind of meant to be like a way, like a resources to have for the users. We haven't made those pages yet, but in the future, once we get to those links will actually redirect the user to those pages.
My name's Owen. I worked on implementing the Google OAuth. So we implemented Google OAuth so users can log in securely using their Google accounts. We use the social auth app package to handle OAuth flow and configured it so that our front end and back end support secure redirection and user session management. Currently, unauthenticated users cannot access our endpoints, and later on, the front end will restrict access to certain pages unless the user is authenticated.
Hello, my name is Renev. I was part of the front end team on Project Theo. I implemented this calendar for the My Schedule section of the dashboard. I just use the React Big Calendar library because it has multiple clearly defined classes, allowing us to style it fairly simply and easily, and supports multiple views, month, day, week, and even agenda, along with events. Currently, we do not have those events loaded into the database, so we can't see them, but it does support them.
Hello, my name is Sarah, and I worked on the dashboard. So we are currently looking at the Looking to Tutor screen where you can see tutor confirmations. So these are tutees who have reached out to tutors for appointments, and you can see some of the tutor confirmations. So you can click on them to get more information, and you can see if they provided a message, what time, and you can either confirm or reject the session. Additionally, for tutees, you can click on the looking for tutor section and you can see potential tutors where they can search for users and find potential tutors. And then there's also the updates bar, which shows updates from admin, tutor, and tutees for the logged in user.
Howdy, my name is Andre, and I'm also a member of Team Theo. And so for the backend, we have Django serving an API, which is letting us access our Postgres database. And so just a basic model of how this works, there's a very generic user model, which is tied to a user when they log in. And by default, they are made to be a 2T, which inherits this. And has all those features. And then on top of that, we have a tutor, which has all the same features as a 2T and some new ones. So there's some inheritance at play here. And then besides that, we have basic CRUD endpoints for everything on the database, but they are blocked behind session authentication. So you cannot access anything and do anything with the database unless you are authenticated through Google OAuth.
Okay, so just to go over the project plan and what we have coming up and what we've already completed. So in the first week, we just did the introduction. We had the first call with Dr. Kibo, and we just introduced ourselves to the team and figured out what each person was going to work on. The second week, we set up the project, we deployed it on DigitalOcean, and we began working on authentication. And then weeks 3 and 4, we finished up authentication and the landing page and dashboard, as y'all just saw. So what we have in progress right now, over this week and next week, we want to finish the profiles, both the viewing and editing the database of that. And upcoming week 7 and 8, we want to add appointments. So creating, joining, and updating appointments, all of that being pushed in the database and also being done on the front end. And then in the last 2 weeks, we want to add searching appointments, reporting users and specific appointments, and then any final fixes or bugs that need to be ironed out, we hope to get done then. And then if we have any extra time at the end of the 10 weeks, we want to look at implementing payments in app through Stripe or some other payment processor, and making a service for the tutees to request specific like appointments for classes. So the general like flow of how a team interacted and contributed. So every Monday, Wednesday, and Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we had our weekly Scrum meetings, and then we used the GitHub project board to create issues and assign tasks to the different members of the team, and then we communicate on Discord via like Discord calls and troubleshooting and problem solving in the text chats. And then we had about half a team on the back end and half a team on the front end. So myself, Duncan, Owen, Michael, Zahia, and Andre were all on the back end. And then on the front end, we had Sean, Sarah, Adam, Lanive, Jose, and Eric. Thank you all for listening, and I'm willing to take any questions now.